Mortgage holidays are back. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, and I hope you're having a nice, relaxing, lazy weekend like I am. I thought we'd have a look at, the return of mortgage holidays, it appears. A few articles are appearing in the media about what has happened on Friday with loan deferrals coming right back. And there's a few points I want to make and discuss about this, because I'm a little confused as to why they're coming back so quickly when apparently things are meant to be in a good situation. So are we getting some mixed messages here? I know, shock, horror, gasp, from different authorities. Well, we'll have to discuss that. But before we do, I'm going to plug the sponsor for the show, which is our Twitch channel. And on Monday, Rachel and I are going to do a show all about going back to school, where we'll discuss, our experiences homeschooling via distance ed and going back or trying out day school as a term. So we recently sent our daughter to one term at day school because her behavior just wasn't quite 100% at distance ed. And for us, that's the first time we've ever gone to school as parents. So it was an interesting experience. So, join us on Twitch for that conversation. If you have any questions or you're considering doing this type of schooling, we're more than happy to answer all your questions about the challenges, rewards, and experience of distance ed homeschooling, how we're doing it. And that will only be on Twitch, everyone. So let's start by just refreshing ourselves with how the government has come to the rescue. We've had the trading while insolvent provisions. Now, that's the one that scared me when I heard about that because of my small business background and having to chase up invoices. Now, a lot of people who are in business, if you're a consultant or if you're a tradie in the construction game, you usually have to do the work or do a portion of the work before you get paid. Sure, you can get a deposit, and sometimes when you're dealing with big builders, it's their terms or no terms. So you can be faced with, a bit of a struggle. We've been getting paid on time. We've been okay. I've only been stiffed a few times. It hasn't been too bad we've done over 800 projects. So it could be a lot worse, but it's still, really, it's the twist of the knife when you don't get paid or when someone delays 6 months. I'll raise a stein to that. I feel sorry for the tradies, for the people that actually, I'm an architect. We draw pictures, we do a little bit else, but essentially the costs for me to provide a service to someone is my equipment, power, accommodation, wages, that type of stuff. I'm not, going out buying goods, taking them and installing them in a premises, and you won't get paid, or you shouldn't get paid if it's a smart project manager until everything's bolted down. And you really can't go back and pull it out of the building. If the builder's been paid by the client and you're under the builder, it can get really messy. So I feel sorry for tradies. And this is where the trading while insolvent provisions really got me worried. And you can see here companies entering external administration is about half of where it should be. And it's slowly creeping up. We'll have to keep an eye on that. We also had JobKeeper. I consider that just a mechanism to reduce the burden on Centrelink. You've got the cash rate at 0.1%. I honestly, this is going to be historical. There'll be a time, do you remember high interest rates? I remember as a kid going from CBA, Commonwealth Bank, to Bank of Melbourne with my father, comparing the interest rate amounts and withdrawing all of my money out of CBA and putting it in a term deposit to Bank of Melbourne because they'd pay me more. See, guys, the Dolomite didn't work. Didn't convert me to CBA. Anyway, you've got Home Builder, the grants, 5 and 2% loans. And you've got negative gearing and super withdrawals. See, this is the thing. The government's guaranteeing these tiny loans and providing the insurance. Maybe we should be looking at why people are struggling to save a deposit. Maybe it's because, what about all that money that just gets siphoned out of your paycheck every week, every fortnight, every month, and gets put in a big bucket and then just thrown away on a whole series of different government programs and interventions. Maybe they need to look at how they're vacuuming away our work rather than handing it out. That's a novel concept, isn't it? And then you've got negative gearing a part of our culture, and building approvals are just going crazy. after Twitch the other night, we went and raided another channel, which is where you go from your Twitch stream onto someone else's. And this guy was playing games down the Gold Coast, young guy in his 20s, and it was quite funny because he was bitching about trying to get his house renovations done. Just delays, and all the stresses. It's an overheated market, guys, because they're chucking money on it. There you go. Anyone you talk to. Now, the issue that seems to have come back is loan deferrals. We can see here they peaked billions of dollars of loan deferrals. And then, going straight down. So say, what was this share of total loans, right-hand side? About 10% they peaked at and went down from. 10% of loans in deferral. Now, I remember reading articles where you'd have professionals, husband and wife couples, each would be earning over six figures, that needed to have a deferral because they didn't have enough set aside. Now, that raised some alarm bells, as well as everything we were seeing in the media from the banks. All these scary articles, the RBA modeling a 40% decline, all the people concerned about, what's going to happen here. We're going to have all these people are going to be forced to sell. Well, there's a few things. When you look at that was coming from ABC, and they have how would you call their agenda when it comes to finance? It's always really someone else's fault. That's really what it feels like. It's never a criticism of the person in the article. It's always someone else's fault, or someone else is the savior for someone's problems. That's the real feeling I get from anything I read from the ABC. I think only recently we saw, I think it was a Yahoo Finance article, and they were discussing having an emergency fund. And I was amazed. I was happy. That made my day. So there could be a bit of that there. That's coming through in the media. Because if we have a look here, I'll just bring up these charts. We've got a few things here. This is from the latest RBA data. So loans and negative equity, they're falling down. And this is where people have borrowed more money than their house is worth. Because you know what you do. You buy a house, guys, you sit your ass down, and it just grows in value. That's what happens. It just grows in value. It's crazy, really, if you think about it. When you look at it, look at that capital gains. Wow, if we sold right now, we would have made more in that house than we did in our whole business. That doesn't feel right. Then you've got home loan prepayments. Now, this is why I'm wondering, why are we instantly going to these loan deferrals again? Why are they that scared? Boom, loan deferrals. Boom. Oh, no, you've got 3 weeks without work. Loan deferrals. Look at how many people have made prepayments on their mortgage. Are they really that worried about the Sydney market because it's that overheated? It's going to be a lot easier for people who've bought in Brisbane, even if their wages are slightly lower than Sydney, to keep things going, even if interest rates go up or if they're a week or two short, because the loans are going to be smaller, but not in Sydney. So this is why I feel like we're getting conflicting messages. Here you've got the household liquidity buffers for indebted homeowners and renters. You're meant to have months ahead. So why are we seeing the what is it? APRA? No, not APRA. The Australian Banking Association pushing straight for loan deferrals right away? Just a question I'm putting out to you guys. Is it perhaps not as rosy as they're putting forward? So let's have a look at this excerpt from the Fin Review. So the Australian Financial Review understands the banks had been anticipating the return of deferrals for several days, with the details finalised following discussions that concluded around 7 p.m. And this was last Friday. See, now, is this... I'm going to put my... Hang on, I don't have an aluminium foil hat. I'll put my Lions beanie on. There we go. I'm bloody Tim Pool. No, I'm proud to be bald. I'll put my tinfoil hat on, metaphorically. Pretend. Could this be that they're concerned that the Sydney lockdowns are going to be extended? There's some people saying it may go to the end of the year. Is this laying the foundations and being prepared for that? Just a question, guys. Let me know your thought on that in the comments below while I have a bit more coffee. Deferrals will not be restricted to borrowers in Sydney, but will be extended nationwide to any bank customers who have been affected by coronavirus restrictions, including businesses in the Snowfield and Melbourne CBD. Australian Banking Association Chief Executive Anna Bligh, our former Premier, this is where your politicians end up, said deferrals were part of a range of support measures the sector was prepared to offer, with banks reporting a small rise in inquiries from affected borrowers. Customers can rest assured that if they need help, they will get it. Your bank will help you find a way through. Don't tough it out on your own, Ms. Bligh said in a statement. You don't have to worry. The banks are your friends, everyone. Oh boy, did I just do some creepy Biden ASMR then? Maybe that's the secret. I have to do that on my Twitch. And here's another one from news.com. Mortgage holidays are back, I called it. Home loan deferrals are also possible on a month-by-month basis. This doesn't scream security there to me, does it? While the Australian economy was in good shape, ABA Chief Anna Bligh said recent lockdowns could take their toll and recovery could be slow. Customers can rest assured if you need help, your bank will be there. This pandemic demonstrates why strong and stable banks are so important for the nation's economy. Banks are ready to do whatever they can do to shield their customers from the impact of the recent lockdowns. Ms. Bligh said the supports could also be accessed by larger businesses on a case-by-case basis. The ABA are urgently seeking reauthorization by the ACCC, which is needed to provide the package. So what do you think, everyone? Do you think this is laying the groundwork? Is this laying the groundwork for extended lockdowns and they're preparing for this? Or is it just they're starting to see more and more smaller cases, so they want to set it up so it's in place so the banks have the mechanism to offer these deferrals? Which one do you think it is? Or does it seem strange that they're even offering it when, as we saw, the number of people in negative equity is going down and we're meant to have prepayments and liquidity buffers? Isn't it all meant to be good? What data do we take? Everyone. So, what's the solution and the takeaway to all of this? Well, nothing comes without a price, and we have to remember that even though this isn't directly the government is just burning through money. And that's work. Maybe they need to start, adjusting this for time. Hours worked. Remember, we're I think the third highest tax country in the OECD. When you add it all up, all the other little ones, it's about 50% of your money goes to the state. Just remember that next time you're out there shopping, scraping together enough money to buy some good food. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. Do you think this is preparing for an extended lockdown or just, making sure they've got the capacity to take care of the people that really need it? As always, thank you for watching. Have a great weekend and let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Sign up for SelfWealth or Stake. Use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve or AussieBroadband. Buy our merch from HeiseSays. Use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. Talk to you next time. Bye for now.